Welcome everyone to another Compromise interview. Today I have a special guest with me, Winky Williams,
What's up, man?
former Peoria Manual player, Marine, coach, mentor, entrepreneur.
Some of everything. Right?
What else? What am I missing?
Man of God.
Man of God, yes.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, right?
Most important.
Yeah. Before we get too deep into this, I want to know who is the GOAT of Peoria basketball?
That's a hard question because I think it's different levels. You can say people who started things before I was born and I didn't get a chance to see, but I heard stories about them. Then I can speak of people who had a great high school career or may have a better college career or even had a better pro career. As far as pro career, you got to say Sean Livingston. High school career, I mean, you can go with Frank Williams, Howard Nathan, Brandon Hughes, Mike Robinson, just A.J. Guyton. College career, you can say A.J. Guyton. He's Big Ten Player of the Year, All-American, Frank. So for me playing, I was teammates with Mike Robinson. A lot of people don't know I was at Richwood my first 2 years, and Mike Robinson and I were teammates. So I saw him up close and personal. Then I transferred to Marion my junior, senior, and I saw Frankie and all those guys up close and personal playing with his teammates. So I want to say Howard Nathan. Because Howard did things I've never seen anyone do. He would dominate the game without scoring 1 point. He would encourage and inspire his teammates. He'd get assists, he'd get rebounds. I mean, he was the best motivator I've ever seen. I mean, he could take 4 guys who never played basketball and make them all look like Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Just by the confidence, just by his words, and look at him, you got this, man, you can do this. I mean, it was amazing. And then they go on another team and you see them play and they couldn't even dribble. Yeah. But playing with Howard, they had the confidence that I can do this.
Yeah.
And so he would dominate the game without scoring the ball. And then just watching them play and playing with them throughout the years, to me, I would say Howard. But, I mean, it was so many great players in Peoria growing up, and I was influenced by every last one of them. Even some people didn't play on teams like, Gigi, people like that. Just watch. He was like a playground legend, So it was so many people, man. So I would say Howard Nathan, but you can put 30, 40, 50 other people there as the GOATs. So I'm not one of them, not even close. But I was just honored to be in the presence of a lot of great players and steal a little bit of everything from them. So.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would probably say Howard Nathan, though, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I think he's just like an icon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because he was the first Mr. Basketball. He was only 5'10", and just dominating Michael Finley, Anthony Hardaway, all those type of people. Just seeing what he was able to do, man, and being his size and just had the heart of a lion and super strong and really didn't have a weakness too much, So if he had a weakness, you see him work on it and become better and better, so.
Yeah. It's probably hard to pick, too, because, I didn't get to play with that age. I played with my age and younger, like the Shawns. But there was not, bad blood between players. Yeah. So you were boys with all of them because you played with all of them. So it's probably hard to pick.
Yeah.
Because of that, too, right?
Yeah. I go by honesty. I can be boys with you, but I'm going to be real with you, right? You know what I'm saying? So just being able to play with those guys was just an honor and privilege. And just, you're playing next to greatness. And sometimes when you're young, you don't realize it. I mean, I remember seeing Mike score 45 points, 50 points. As a freshman, he averaged a double-double. I was there. I was next to him. Sometimes I was passing him the ball, Yeah. So it was just awesome to see and be a part of, So I don't think it's too many other people besides the late, great Marshall Dunnigan, who played at Richwoods and then came to Maine his senior year and won a state championship. Him and I were the only two to do that. So he played with Mike and then played with, Frank and Sergio and Marcus as well. So,
yeah. And I know that you had a very intentional move from Richwoods to Manual. So talk about what that decision was.
Well, basically, I grew up on the South End, and I don't want to get too deep into, but back then it was a lot of rules being broken for basketball. So basketball was a hot commodity in the early 90s, mid 90s, and, so for me, I was at Richwoods, even though I lived on the South End.
Yeah.
And we changed guardianship so I can use my aunt's address, my cousin Jeff. and lived with her at times, and then IHSA was watching the house and making sure I was living there. So I got suspended for actually like a week while they investigated. So
Okay.
I had to stay there every day, and they had people outside the house making sure I was living there. That's how crazy it was.
It's like on house arrest.
Yeah, yeah. So being at Richwoods for 2 years, and I was young enough and I was mature enough to understand basketball, even at a young age, that how you practice, how you played, how hard you went made a difference. And I can say at Richwoods, I knew we didn't go hard enough. I love the coaches. I love them as people, and I still love them today as men. But as a basketball coach, we didn't work hard. And I knew at Manual what they did. And so I needed and I wanted something more. And so I saw Coach McClain at the Gusmacher downtown, and I said, Coach McClain, I said, I want to come. And this me being a young kid, I was a sophomore. I said, I want to come to Manual. I said, would you allow me to play if I come to Manual? He said, I can't guarantee you nothing. He said, but if you come there and work hard and stuff, he said, you'll have a chance. That's all I needed to hear. Yeah. So I went home, spoke to my parents. I said, hey, I want to come to Manual. And they're like, you sure that you want to do it? I said, yes. I said, I want to get pushed. I want to be better. And they had just won a state championship. And my cousin Brandon Hughes, my cousin Tim Caldwell, they played at Manual, so I knew what it was and what to expect. And I knew those guys because I lived by them. So I went to Manual, and I was right. The practices and the work ethic was night and day. Yeah. We was in the gym before school, after school. After we won a state championship, we was back in the gym a week later. You didn't miss an open gym. You didn't miss practice. We were doing yoga back then. We had trainers come in there doing yoga, doing swimming pool workouts. And like Coach McClain was ahead of his time because coaches wasn't doing that. So people didn't understand how hard we worked at Manual. It was nonstop. We have Christmas practice, Thanksgiving practice. Yeah. But we loved it. We didn't dread going to practice. We loved it. We worked us hard, but as you see the results, 4 state championships, one of the best teams to ever do it in Illinois history, For sure. Just be a part of that is special.
Yeah. And you kind of carry that on into the things you do as a coach too, right? You and I talk a lot about coaching because I'm trying to learn a lot from you. So tell me about your methodology in coaching.
Well, basically it's just teaching the fundamentals, fundamentally sound in everything we do. Starting with the fundamentals and ending with fundamentals. And the most important thing, like we discussed off camera, is the relationship building. You can have the best X and O's, best plays, but if you don't have a relationship with your players off the court, weren't caring about who they are, who they're going to be, knowing that you love them and you care for them, you want the best for them, not just basketball. That's how you build a culture. That's how you build a winning culture. That's how you build a championship mentality and mindset. Not only are you going to work hard, but this coach has your back. He loves you. He cares for you. Even 20 years later, that coach will still be there for you. And that's my mindset. To this day, all the players that I coached, I still have a relationship with them or try to keep in contact with them, keep in contact with me, support them in other sports that they've done over the years, and I'm proud of all of them. So the relationship component is key.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do some tough love on you, and not tough love, but just I'm gonna be tough on you as far as just making sure you give them 110% effort.
You think most of them come around to that tough love? There's probably some that you lose along the way, right?
I never lost any.
Okay.
I never lost any. The only problems I have with coaching is the parents.
Yeah.
Never the kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Because those kids want to get pushed. Those kids want to know that you care for them, that you got the best for them. And when you're encouraging them, I never belittle or curse a kid out or any of those things. I say that you can do better than this. I know you're better than this. I never say, oh, you suck, or I can't believe that. No, it's always encouraging. The last word they're going to hear from me is encouraging, uplifting word that, what you can do. I know you can do it. And if you can't do it, I'm going to teach you. My job is to teach all 1 through 12 players and teach them the game equally, So you're going to give 110% or you won't play. And that's in the classroom and on the court. If you're in trouble in the classroom or at home with me, you're in trouble with me because I care about you off the court. So I'm developing young men. I really can care about wins and losses. Who are you going to be when the ball stopped bouncing? Who are you going to be as men, as leaders, as husbands, as fathers? So if I can teach you these things by using the game of basketball, that's what I do.
I love that. I love that. I want to get to more of that because I do want to bring you back to have additional conversations. So I want to spend some time on that eventually. But I want to start getting to Hoops Inc. and all of that. But before we get to that, I wanted to start talking about your Marine Corps past because that, you know, there's a lot of that contributes to who you are today, of course. And before we go to that, though, I want to ask, how do you rate yourself as a player today versus where you were in high school? 80% of who you were? 60? What are you at today?
Probably about 60 athletically, about 60. But mentally, I'm better today than I was then because I'm smarter. I coached for 20 plus years. I understand the game. I see it differently. It's slow. I'm slower, but I still can score and defend and do all those things. I can't jump nowhere near as high. You know, there's no dunking for me anymore. But I still love the game. I still have passion. I still have the same love and passion for the game as I had it as a youth. You know, so I'm excited to play basketball 3-4 times a week. You know, and I'm still can play with people. I'm old enough to be their fathers. They're in their 20s. I'm 48, and they're 23, 24, 25, and I still can compete against them. I'm not saying for a full game, but I'm going to give you some buckets, you know.
Still got the same jumper?
Yeah.
About there?
Yeah. My jumper's never going to go anywhere.
Still want to see you and Cam out there. That's coming.
Cam
still.
don't want to see that. I will embarrass him. You better turn the cameras off if he won't come out there and shoot against me.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Marine Corps quickly because I think it builds into, like I said, where you're at today and start to talk about hoops. But you're in the Marine Corps. I was as well. I didn't do it quite to the extreme that you did. I took the kind of the easy way out in the Marine Corps, but you didn't. So talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, the Marine Corps shaped who I am today. It was one of the best experiences and best decisions I ever made in my life. Infantry. So you know what infantry is about. It was first on line if we go to war. And basically my job was to kill people. You know, I was hand-to-hand combat and weapon systems and all those things. And the discipline and the structure. And it just taught me camaraderie with the Marines. You know, we go to war, if we go to anything, we're all about each other and helping and saving each other. And just the things we had to do, walking 25 miles with 80 pounds on your back, you know, training in the desert for 30 days without a day off, training in the jungle, training in the mountains, you know, no days off, just carrying all that stuff on your back, sleeping outside, you know, losing friends in there, losing people that you work with every day. That just taught me to appreciate the things that I did have before I went into there, and also to appreciate the time that I do have to serve others. Because, you know, in the Marine Corps, we're serving others. And I'm doing the same thing now when I'm serving for Christ instead of my country, you know. And so for me now, I know the most precious thing I have is time. And if I can take my time to serve and help others, that's one of the best things in the world to do, because I've taken care of me, but sometimes other people need help. And if I can help you, I'm just doing the will of God and what he called and told all of us to do. So that's an honor and it's a blessing to help someone. If I have the means to help you, I'm going to help you. And so the Marine Corps just taught me discipline, structure, work ethics. Like, I can do 20 things in 5 hours. People are like, you did all that today? I'm thinking, that's nothing. Because what I did in the Marines, you know, it's like we're working 45 days straight. I mean, straight, you know, we're training 45 days straight, no days off. And people think, oh, man, how'd you do that? It's a mindset. And once you get the mindset to, hey, I'm going to measure my time wisely, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do it. Like we said, I'm going to complete the mission. I'm not going to stop till it's done. That's just my mentality. I don't know what quit is. I don't know what not put it off. I don't do any of those things because I value my time, you know? So that's what the Marine Corps taught me.
Yeah. I, like I said, I wasn't in infantry, so I didn't see the extent of what you saw, but I got exposure to it. And I went and talked to my daughter's class, and they, you know, on Memorial Day, and they asked me what was the hardest part, and kind of the same thing you said. It's like I didn't really think of anything as hard because of the mindset, right? And so I wanted to talk about that because you and I had a conversation about some of the kids you coach, and one of the things that you mentioned, I'm paraphrasing you, was sometimes their mindset, they're not as strong-willed as like what you would expect.
Right.
And I walked away from that and I was like, I think the same thing, and I wonder if the Marine Corps, our mentality and the expectations are a little bit higher than what they should be, or do you feel like you've been able to temper that and be like, no, this is realistic?
No, yeah, I've been able to, it's realistic for all of us because what I mean by that is we put limitations on ourselves, and I don't believe we should limit ourselves based on our gift, talents, and abilities because we don't put limitations on God. I don't. And so if I know what my purpose is, and if I'm called to do my purpose, God is not going to He's not going to provide you with everything you need or want or have to fulfill your purpose. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be always easy. You're going to deal with adversity, but knowing that you have Him and He's going to guide you through it, you're going to be fine. And a lot of times I see young men will give up anytime adversity comes. They want to throw in a towel and quit. And I have a lot of issue with the parents that always want to run to their rescue. And that's enabling them and not teaching them how to deal with adversity because they're going to be a husband, they're going to be a father, they're going to be a boss maybe. And they're going to be 25, 30, 40-year-old men who don't know how to deal with adversity or deal with things based on mommy and daddy trying to come and save them from everything. Allow them to go through tough times, allow them to go through adversity so they can deal with it and handle it effectively and emotionally the way they need to so they can move on and then teach the same things that they learn to other people. So.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's pivot to hoops.
Okay.
I'm just going to open the floor. Tell us about hoops.
Hoops, man. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Like I said before, hoops came to me when I gave my life to Christ. About 4 years ago, I completely gave my life to Christ and surrendered and just was in church every day around my pastors and just reading and studying the Bible for like a year straight. And during that year, God just came to me and said, you're going to build a manufacturing plant overseas. You're going to build a building in Peoria that's going to help so many different people. It's going to be the blueprint around the world. And I was like, okay. He said, you're going to design clothes. Now, I never went to school for business management, business, marketing, designing, anything. Nothing, never. But I listened to what he said and I wrote everything down. Wrote it all down. And it came to pass. Now I design clothes. I'm going overseas in February to build a manufacturing plant. I've made things for celebrities. I sell my clothes all over the United States, all over the world. And I design things. I have a team too. They help me design, but the designs and everything that I get is the vision that God gives me. I pray about everything that I do, and everything that He gives me is the vision He shows me. And I got the artist, draw this this way. I want it this way, that way, this color. And we put it out there on our website, and people buy it, man. People love it. Like I said, I have celebrities wearing my apparel. I'm meeting with some TV executives to get our apparel in movies and different shows and things like that. So it's truly an honor and blessing. And the most important thing for me is that I'm doing it how God called me and told me to do it. I'm not deviating from any of that. It's His way, it's His will, and it's to bring people together. And so the word hoops is what He gave me. H stands for honor. The Bible says to honor all men, which means to love unconditionally. And then you have oneness, means to unite. Everybody comes together as one. And the Bible speaks of us to unite and to be one for Him. And then you have the other O, means opportunity. Every day we have opportunity to be better than we were yesterday. And then P for purpose. We were born not to find purpose, but we were born for a purpose. And my favorite is selfless, serving others before we serve ourselves. So that's how you get the acronym of HOOPS.
I didn't know that. We've talked about it a little bit, and I've never known that.
So, and that's why I have it as a heart, because all things, when you see a heart, it reminds you of what? Love. So we love everybody. We love everyone, no matter what. You love everybody. So that's just a reminder to, when you see the HOOPS, heart is to love, And then the acronym is what, I just said. So.
Okay. I like it, too, because it's not just about, like, the design and the look. Mm-hmm. This feels like it was made for me, and I know it wasn't. It's got the Eagle Globe and Anchor for the Marine Corps.
Right.
The fit is like it makes me a little bit more muscular than I really am. It's just
Right.
it's nice. I love what you have going on.
I appreciate it. And we cut and design all of our things, man, and we make it out of love, So we make things representing the military, representing all sports because I'm a sports guy. So we have shirts that says "Pray where you play." So we have all the logos for basketball, football, soccer. I'm doing some things with a gymnast at Iowa who's going to be in the Olympics. So I'm working with her for hoop design, some stuff for her. So like I said, we got a lot of ambassadors, different sports people across the nation that's, want to work with us, and we're helping them out and to bring awareness to their cause and to what they're doing. These are young people who represent Christ, who love Christ, and is trying to help bring joy to the world, through their sport.
Yeah. And hoops isn't just apparel, though.
No.
So what else you got going on?
Well, we help bring people to Christ. Like we sponsor different organizations, and we invest in people. So there's organizations that need help, with like there's a team that we sponsor in Peoria Manual girls basketball team. And so we help them, we feed them dinner after practice. We go down there and do talks with them and just inspire and encourage them. We got a Christmas party we're doing with them tomorrow. So we got people coming in, we're feeding them, we're interacting with them, doing different games and things like that to let them know that, we're here for them, we love them. And if anything we do to help them, we're here. So we're all about just uplifting and encourage all people and just showing everyone love.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you gotta love that. So I know we're not going to be name dropping potential partnerships that you have in the queue, but we talked a little bit about what the partnerships could do for you and what would that enable Hoops to do to advance their mission. So talk about some of those plans in terms of what you're comfortable with sharing right now.
Yeah. So the great thing that with Hoops is getting in manufacturing. So it's different partners or businesses that we work with where we manufacture their apparel. So different restaurants may need shirts, or high schools that need like wrestling gear, football, track. So we manufacture like high school sports apparel for teams in Atlanta, all over the United States. So people reach out to us and say, hey, can you make this for us? And we can make anything, and we usually sell it, as always, at a lower cost than what they would get it from anyone else. So we can custom design and create anything, any type of material that you want for your high school teams, for your business. And so with that brings extra income into Hoops as well, so we can help other people by making their apparel. And with that helps us grow to build our facility and all the things that we want to do, and continue to invest in people, into our own programs to help people in the community as well. So when people buy from Hoops, we invest in helping others. So we don't just put money in our pocket. We put money in our resources in things that we feel and believe that's going to help change people's lives and help them in the long run. So we don't believe in just giving you money and then we don't talk to you no more. We build relationships with you where you have access to us, our website, if you need help for the duration of your life. And that's what true intentional help is to me, is not just throwing money at you. Yeah. We're going to build a relationship with you so we can be here for you and teach you also how to make money, and also how to help you get out of certain situations where you may be having issues or problems financially or emotionally or spiritually. And so that's where we come in at.
Yeah. Never enough of that.
Never
enough.
And we won't stop until I leave this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. At one time, you had a grand vision of maybe a sports complex, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's still coming.
Okay.
Yeah, we got all the lawyers and developers and everything, and the banks. Everything is still in play.
Awesome.
So it's not my will, it's God. So
yeah.
He showed me the vision. I'm just doing what He called me to do. Okay. So
just orchestrating the show.
That's it, man. Yeah. It's not me. It's nothing I did. It's all Him, and I'm just being obedient to His word and what He called me to do, and it'll come to pass. Okay. Everything He said with Hoops has come to pass faster than I ever could imagine. Sometimes, like I said, I'm like, wow. So, yeah.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man.
Well, I know we're going to bring you back a couple times, so we'll wrap it up here. But before we go, how can we help you to advance your cause? What's going on? Is there anything we can look out for? And additionally, again, what can we do to help?
Honestly, man, if people want to donate, we're a not-for-profit organization. So you should go to our website, hoops-inc.com. You can make a donation. You can order our apparel online. We'll ship it right to your home. Anything you guys want to do with that, or just spread the word about what we are in hoops and what we're trying to do. And if you want to be a part of that, I mean, we're more than welcome to, open to meet people. If you guys need apparel made for your business, your school, your sports team, please look at us. We make anything from leather coats, hats. You've seen our designs, and all our designs we custom make. We don't go to Pinterest. we make them, we create them, and we come up with them ourselves. And so each design we want to make it special to our consumer. This is for you.
Okay.
So
All right, you heard it. Support your people. Winky Williams, Hoops Inc. Thank you for stopping by.
no problem, man. Thanks
All
for
right,
having me.
man.